Nature is a teacher and preacher, said by William Wordsworth. Today we are going to deal with the poem Daffodils gleaned from the pen of a famous poet William Wordsworth, who is a romantic poet as well. You know what a romanticism is? Romanticism is a movement in the arts and literature that originated in the late 18th century. It means a person's love towards nature. Clear? So, William Wordsworth is a person who has a cult, who has a crave towards nature. So, first of all, we will discuss about his first stanza. Firstly, I will narrate the difficult meanings which I have highlighted here. So the poem starts from the pronoun I, which means that the poet himself is talking in the poem. First person pronoun here he has used. I wandered lonely as a cloud. So here the word wandered means move aimlessly, move without any purpose, without any aim. Okay? Lonely means alone. That floats on high over vales and hills. Here the word vales is a poetic word which means valley. When all at once I saw a crowd. All at once means suddenly. A host of golden daffodils. So here the word host means one who entertains one's guest. Beside the lake, beneath the trees. Beside means at the side, okay? Fluttering and dancing in the breeze. The word fluttering means move quickly or to flap the wings just like the birds. And breeze means gentle wind, cool breeze, cool wind. Now I will paraphrase the stanza. Do you know what a paraphrase means? Paraphrasing means to say the stanza, to simplify the stanza in your own words. So, in the first stanza, in the first line, the poet says that he was wandering lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. The phrase refers to him being roaming or moving aimlessly without any purpose. He was all alone, like a cloud. As you can see that he has used the word cloud. So that cloud is floating, means that cloud is moving in the valley, high in the valley. As you know, usually the clouds are not alone. But here the poet probably refers to a fragment. Fragment means a piece of a cloud. And that cloud was moving here and there among the hills in the valley. While roaming in the valley, as you know, while moving in the valley, that cloud or the poet, he suddenly sees a host of golden daffodils. Now, you know the word, he has used the word a host of golden daffodils, and he has also used the word crowd. So the words crowd and host mean a large number of people, okay? So it means that the poet uses what? Which figurative language? Yes, personification. So here he has used the figurative language personification and attributes the human qualities to daffodils. The poet calls daffodils golden. As you can see, he has used the word golden daffodils. So he has used golden rather than yellow. Do you know why? Because in order to express the majesty, the beauty, the superiority of that color, which attracts to us. Then what happens suddenly? He came across an unending blooming daffodils along the side of a lake under the trees. Beneath the trees, they were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. They were beautifully dancing with joy here and there. It was a charming sight for the poet. The daffodils seemed to be fluttering. Fluttering means they were flapping their wings just like the birds. So we can also say that he has used a personification here. And then the the daffodils were also dancing. Dancing means they were dancing like humans. So he has also given a attribute of the human here. In the cold breeze. It was a cool breeze. Stanza number 2. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. Now here the word twinkle is a verb which means to shine lightly. They stretched in never-ending line. Stretch is also a verb which means to make or to become wider and longer. Along the margin of a bay. Here the word margin means an edge. Bay is just like a lake. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Tossing means to move from side to side, like back and forth. And sprightly is an adjective which means cheerfully. So in that stanza, in the second stanza, the poet had started a comparison. He makes a comparison between the daffodils along the lake, which were growing along the lake, and stars in the Milky Way. Now in these lines, the poet says that the daffodils look like the stars in the Milky Way. The constellation, the cluster of the stars of daffodils is as numerous, is as much as stars in the heaven. The stars were growing. They were growing in the lake under the trees. At that time, the poet thinks of the land, the earth, as just like a fairy tale, full of fantasy, full of imagination, and all these things are coming in his mind, where the countless daffodils are doing what were the daffodils were doing, as he has mentioned the numeric numbers as well, that there were 10,000 in number. So here I think so he's exaggerating the point. So the daffodils were tossing. They were moving their heads from side to side, from like back and forth, like they are on an apex of their beauty. They were just they are considering, the daffodils were considering them as a superior thing, according to the poet William Wordsworth. So they all seem cheerful and full of joy and happiness, the daffodils. As I've told you about the romanticism, so for the romantics, nature and its beauty was the ultimate wealth. It means a lot for them, and they have a cult, they have a fascination towards the nature for the romantic poets. Okay.